Almost Shabbat Shalom. Hello, everyone. Peeking into the picture, a different area. I'm here in Long Island, New York. What a beautiful weather. It's not too hot, it's not too cold. It's just beautiful the way it is. Yeah, I heard, they say Long Island is not New York. I don't know. So this is where I am. Kind of had to walk a little bit, and I might walk with you back because most of the areas here, unless it's a park or something, are private. It's kind of funny, or at least where I'm at. So, Shabbat Shalom, almost. In La La Land, it's 3 hours behind. And yeah, it took me a while to get online here. I've been feeling how it is to be in a different space, in a different place, different energies, different air. And let me get this thing off here. So, yeah, so a lot of changes, a lot of shifts in the air, a lot of shifts happening today, a big event, international event of passing of the Queen of England. It's kind of a symbolic thing, more than everybody, of course, takes it in the way that they take it, in the way that affects them. But it's interesting. It's interesting, especially now during this time where we are nearing Rosh Hashanah, the head of the year, not a new year, the head of the year. And in Judaism, there are two heads of the year, if you will. There's one in April, and that's near Passover. That's around Passover time, or actually Passover is the head of the year. And then there is September, where we have another head of the year. And the difference is that in April, the head of the year talks about the months, talks about the year, the actual months, the actual year, what each month's qualities are, what we can expect, or what do we have in our power to change and how. And in September, it is ahead of the year for us, for humans, for souls. Right? How can we shift? What are we doing that serves us? What are we doing that doesn't serve us? What can we do that that will make our experience as authentic as possible? As authentic as possible, because authenticity, really, if you think about it, authenticity is dynamic. Authenticity is dynamic because today I'm different than where I was 5 years ago. Today you're different than where you were 5 years ago. And so 5 years ago you say, oh, I'm doing what I'm doing because I'm authentic to myself. And I want to be as authentic as possible to myself. All great. All beautiful, all wonderful. But today you're different 5 years later, or 2 years later, or 7 years later. And today your authenticity is different than where it was 5 years ago. So how can you reconcile that? Reconciling, understanding that authenticity is relative and authenticity is dynamic. Now we take that to Rosh Hashanah, and what do we do, and how do we do what we do to stay as authentic as possible to the states that we're in, and to our understanding at this particular moment in time, right? So authenticity is dynamic, right? So now let's look at this portion of the week. Let's see how all this ties into where we are, into our experiences. The portion today is a Parashat Ki Teitze. And in continuing last week's and the weeks before, messages of Moses to the people, different laws, different laws, what to do, how to do, what will serve us, what will not serve us. One of the things that the portion is talking about today is it's called mitzvat ma'akeh. It's called the good deed of a railing. Actually, what it talks about when you build a house, and it's actually spoken specifically about when you build a house, you have to build a railing, let's say on your stairs, or on the roof. Let's say you built a roof and you put there, hey, I want to hang out there on the weekends, put some chairs, all this good stuff. Put a railing for dangerous places. A railing to protect from people falling, from kids. Let's say if you have stairs from kids that can trip and fall, from guests that can trip and fall. And so, what? So wait, so the Torah is talking about a railing for the stairs. The Torah has a specific a specific mitzvah or a specific do or not do about stairs. So that's the story level, right? Okay, I'm going to put you here so I can stand here. And oh, there we go. Oh, nice tree over there behind me. There you go. Now stop moving. Some of who may be watching may get seasick, and you're not even close to the ocean. So railing. The Torah is talking about a railing for your stairs or railing for your roof. So that's the story level, right? In the Torah, there are, and the Torah is divided into four, really: the story, the hint, the deeper level, and the mystery. Just like, we have four sections in our brain, right? The four letters in the name of God: the 10th, the 5th, the 6th, and the 5th letter in the Hebrew alphabet. Ma'akeh. Ma'akeh, that's a railing, but that's a railing that you hold, it's a railing that you hold that protects somebody from falling over or from tipping over. Right? So put the ma'akeh. So what is the deeper level? Just like Rosh Hashanah, the head of the year for us, for humans, is talking about how to protect our head for the rest of the year. Meaning, when we are in a when we take care of our head, physically and spiritually, all our body is fine. Our entire body is healed. Our entire body works as the plan, as planned. Right? It's the same thing. It's putting a rail for our head. When we take care of our head, when we take care of our well-being, when we take care of how we are, who we are with, what people I hang around with, what choices I make, how do I nurture my environment? And my environment is anything that I choose to be, anything that I want to embrace within my existence. So when I put a railing, I'm also protecting what we talked about last week, about the gates that invite information in. We have 7 gates that invite information in. And the 7 gates are in our head. We have our 2 eyes, we have our 2 nostrils, we have 2 ears, and we have a mouth. Right? And so when we protect what we are, when we protect what we are inputting, what we bring into ourselves, then we're also cultivating where we want to be, where how authentic we choose to be, how maybe forthgoing we want to be, how daring we want to be, how courageous we want to be. And that can be supported by our environment. And so putting a railing, putting a ma'akeh on our head is a metaphor, of course, for watching where I'm going and choosing, making a decision, making a choice the choice that I will make will either support me or will cause me to retract back or to fall or to be anywhere other than where I want to be. And it can be scary. Changes and shifts can be scary because we are going through changes that initially we didn't think are going to happen, but these changes, are needed, these changes are needed to happen, are needed in order for us to be in a different place. So when I rail my head or I rail my environment, what I'm saying is I'm not interested in A, B, C, and E, but I'm interested in D, F, G, and H because I'm leaving that open. So everything in the portion, everything in the Torah portions are just sitting exactly to where we are and to how this week has been progressing. I've been experiencing shifts. You've been experiencing shifts. And how do we nurture those feelings? What do we say to ourselves when we make a choice? What do we say to ourselves when we are in a place of uncomfortability? Maybe that place of comfortability is that place that needs to be uh, shook up a little bit, taken for a ride, let's say, right? Maybe that's the place. Maybe that is the place that we really want to be, but we're afraid to do that because of what we tell ourselves or what we feed ourselves with or how are we talking to ourselves. So the railing over our head, as in the portion, the railing over our head is, yes, to protect us from falling over, either like a rail that I have on the roof, falling over of the roof or falling off the stairs. So this railing is really giving us guidance, giving us guidance, and to remember that we are here and everything is happening for our journey, for our purpose. And when we stay focused on our choices and what we inhabit, place within ourselves, what we inhabit within ourselves, when we make the choice, then new things come. And not just that new things come, but new things come with a bang, right? So, I used to live in a place like this. I actually used to live in Long Island for 4 months. 4 months. That's it. I couldn't take it more. But that was Long Island. I also lived in Manhattan for a couple of years, and the difference, the differences are enormous. The differences are just like are off the charts. The comfortability, the need for certain conformities, the desire to be in a place that tells you what to do, that asks that is not challenging perception. I meet people throughout this week where some people are daring and bold, and some people are scared and confined. Some people take the choice and uh, take the step and take the courageous act, and some people decide to stay in that place of comfort, and that's okay. But that's a choice. The question is, where is that choice coming from? So putting a rail over our place, over our head, over our mind, keeps us from falling over to places where we maybe didn't intend to fall, Yeah. No, it's not a bee. No, it's not. It's this. I had to show you. It was just funny. So keeping a rail over our head, keeping a rail over what we feel, over what we think, what do we allow in and what we don't allow in. That that is that is beautiful. So this weekend and this week, we're heading over to the head of the year. The energies are spiky, crazy. One day could be like this, one day could be the other. We're going into retrogrades. Paying attention to where we are, paying attention to our words, paying attention to our language. And the language doesn't necessarily means what we talk, but the language also means how is our body? What is our body language? Are you tense? Are you relaxed? What places do we inhabit within ourselves? Shabbat Shalom. It's lovely to see you, and we'll see you again. Bye bye.